What's up, everyone? I just watched Ma Rainey's Black Bottom on Netflix, so today I'm going to sit down and review it. Real quick, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of the movie. Anyways, let's get on with the review. So this movie follows Ma Rainey, who's kind of this singer in 1927 in the Roaring Twenties era. She's like a jazz singer, I believe. Essentially, the plot of the movie is she's this kind of big time singer that the studio really wants, and she's kind of refusing to sing to them, kind of being picky about what she wants, and kind of stuff like that. It also follows the band who performs in a song, so it's 3 or 4 people, I believe, and it follows them throughout the movie as well. And so that's really the plot of the movie. I don't want to go too in depth. I don't want to spoil anything. But overall, that's just kind of the premise of the movie. So overall, I actually really like this movie. First off, the acting is amazing from pretty much all the characters in this movie, but particularly from Chadwick Boseman and Viola Davis. They do such an excellent job at creating these characters and really making these characters come to life and pulling off really this time period, the 1920s. It's not a easy era to pull off, very unique era. So they do a really good job at kind of pulling it off. And throughout the movie, there's just some really good, well-acted scenes. I don't want to talk about the specifics because they're really good scenes, and if you want to watch it, I don't want to ruin those scenes for you, but there's just some really good acting in this movie, particularly from Chadwick Boseman, and he got nominated for an Oscar for this. He's probably going to win the Oscar in a few weeks. It's one of the last movies he's ever going to be in, so he absolutely deserves it, and I'm honestly hoping he's going to win, and he would absolutely deserve it. He's a great performance in here. The plot of this movie is very simple, and it's actually a pretty short movie. It only clocks in at 94 minutes. I thought the movie kind of felt similar to 12 Angry Men, if you're familiar with that. It kind of takes place in pretty much a single location, and there's this overarching plot, they want to create this song, but it focuses more on the characters and kind of dives deep in the characters and studies them and studies how they relate to the situation. Rather, it's more about characters than the actual plot. So I thought it was actually pretty similar to 12 Angry Men in that sense. Not that that's a bad thing, just kind of something I noticed. I thought the plot was really good. It had the kind of unique concept of this music idea, and her trying to create a song. I do like movies about music, and I think the plot particularly gets really good in the final act. Without spoiling anything, I thought it was pretty entertaining, and overall the movie's pretty entertaining throughout, and it was even funny at times. It was kind of a comedy at times, and it was just had a very kind of, once you watch it, if you watch it right off the bat, you'll get the sense of humor it's going for. It has a very specific type of humor it's going for, and I liked it. I enjoyed that part of the movie, and overall it was entertaining, and the plot was really good, and the plot keeps you into the movie, and overall they just did a great job with it. This movie tackles the issues of racism and hate quite blatantly in the movie, but also kind of discreet. You'll know what I'm talking about if you watch the movie. And I thought the director did a really good job with that, as it's tackling these important messages, but it's not overbearing. That's not necessarily what the movie's about, but it's definitely present there, and it definitely has some really good messages that it's trying to send. This movie has this really kind of colorful, positive vibe to it, kind of trying to create the Roaring Twenties, the idea of the 20s. And the characters kind of have this very positive style to them, and I think the intention there, at least how I took it, was that even in difficult times, obviously, the 1920s, not an easy time to live for African Americans. So it's even in these difficult times, they can still find happiness and expression, and in this case, finding happiness and stuff like that through music. I think that was kind of a theme in there. At least that's how I took it. I thought that was present. So I thought the director did a really good job of having really these underlying messages throughout the movie and these blatant messages. I think he really mixed it really well. And like I said, the themes in the movie become more present as the movie goes on. But overall, I thought everything was great about this movie, in my opinion. It felt very authentic to the 1920s. The set design was really good, even though, like I said, it pretty much is in one building the entire time. But it felt very genuine. I really like the characters in this movie. All the characters are great. They're all very complex and deep, and they all had kind of their own thing to say and their own message throughout the movie. Like I said, my best comparison to this is 12 Angry Men, where every character in that movie kind of has something to say. I thought it was very similar, where in the basement with the band members, you had all these different musicians, and they all had different ideas and different views on things, and there's a lot of banter between them. And I really liked that. It really made the characters deep and complex, and I like complex characters. I thought the characters were really good in this movie. And like I said, this movie's really entertaining. Like I found the 90-minute runtime flew by for me. The director does a really good job with pacing and kind of keeping the flow of the movie, and it kind of picks up as the movie goes on, and it flows very well. And while, like I said, it's really impressive by the director as he's still tackling the ideas and messages he's trying to send in the movie. Hats off to the director. I thought he did a really good job. So overall, I thought this movie was just really good. It has really good messages, especially for the time period it's trying to talk about. And it really does a good job of going about sending those messages. The acting, I thought, was really, really good. And overall, it's just a really good movie. Also, I'm going to give this movie an 89% and a B+. It's a great movie with little to no issues. So that will do it for my review of Ma Rainey's Black Bottom from 2020. If this movie interests you, you can go watch it on Netflix right now. I would certainly recommend it. I think it's a really good movie. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, comment down below and tell me what you thought of the movie. And thanks for watching, and have a great day.